So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but somebody's got to do it. It is officially the month of August, meaning your summer break is almost over, and it's time to start preparing for the fall semester. It may be your first semester of college ever, it may be your last. Wherever you are on your student journey, I, alongside the help of a great Notion expert that I got to work with, have created Studious, the all-in-one Notion system to help you organize everything in your student life. And with today being the official release date, which you can get it right now at notionstudent.com or link in description, I wanted to give you an in-depth tour of Studious and tell you what it's all about. So basically, it's a Notion template that helps you organize and optimize your studies and workflow by tracking your semesters, courses, projects, assignments, notes, schedule, studies, and a lot more. It's the polished version of how I structured my student life when I was a computer science student, just made a lot nicer, more convenient, and in Notion for y'all. Here's a quick little look at the home page, or the dashboard if you will, that basically gives you a first glance at everything you would ever need to know about your student life. You have your courses, you have your tasks, you have your agenda, so your weekly agenda, your classes, your weekly calendar, and then your monthly calendar, all right here in this view, easily accessible. You have your upcoming assignments, projects, events, tasks for this week or today, SRL, which is your spaced repetition learning, so your study sessions for this week or today, which are all formula driven. Flashcards, a fun little game that you can play on a daily basis. A random flashcard will pop up here and you'll be able to answer it and hopefully get it right. And then your study hub, task management, and career resources, jobs tracker, resume, dev resources, student CRM, so that way you can access all of these individually and get a real deep, in-depth look. Same idea goes for all of your individual classes and coursework. You have a single page that has everything you need to know about that particular class or piece of work, and that's the overall gist of it. And all of this comes complete with instructions. So you can see instructions for everything, your courses, your notes, your spaced repetitions, your flashcards. Let's click on the homepage one so you can get a gist of it. It tells you everything that you need to know, even more so than this video right here. And to give you a little bit more in depth about the system itself, it contains 11 main interconnected databases of courses and what they're linked to, notes and what that's linked to. And that's really one of the main driving factors of this template, is that you don't have tasks over here and tasks over there, because you have subtasks for a project you're working on and then other tasks that you need to get done over here. They're all consolidated. Everything that you have that you create as a subtask to the project will display along with all of your other tasks that you created independently of a project. It just makes it that much easier, and that goes for every single database that is in this Notion system. I'm really proud of it, really stoked at how it turned out, and I hope that y'all find a lot of value out of it and it can really help you on your student life. Now, with that being said, this is a purchasable template. notionstudent.com, including the R&D, the optimization, and the testing of this template. It took us 4 or 5 months to build it out, and this is like a Notion expert building it out. So if you have more money than time, it won't be worth it, because it will take you a long time to recreate it. However, I'm going to be giving you full permission to try to recreate this yourself, because again, I understand what it's like to be a college student with no money. So feel free to build your own system using this as inspiration. Obviously, I'd prefer you to purchase it, help support what we have going on over here at the Forest Night YouTube channel and the DevNotes newsletter, devnotesdaily.com, but I just wanted to make that known beforehand. So let's dive in. This is going to be exactly what you get when you duplicate the template. You're going to have a nice little call out from me to you, thanking you for the purchase, and with a few of my socials and whatnot, the DevNotes newsletter, and then a slight instructions here to duplicate the template into your own workspace. Hit the duplicate button in the top right corner, which is up here, and you click duplicate. This call out, this one right here, is to be deleted once you duplicate the template, because this is also the page you'll be seeing when you click the link in order to duplicate it. And then you have the instructions. Do not delete the instructions. After reading through the instructions to learn the template, you can move these instructions, just this block right here, wherever you want, wherever you see convenient. Maybe right under here would be a nice spot, but I wanted it up front for you right when you get the template, duplicate it, read the instructions so you know exactly how to use it, and then you're gonna go in and fill out the entire template with your course information. So this view right here is of your current semester, whatever semester you choose. For demonstration purposes, I have summer 2023 and fall 2023 selected, so it'll show a few more, my rooster just crowed out there, so it'll show a few more courses than what I had put into the summer semester. So these are your core classes, and then you have your electives, and then your general education requirements, but nobody cares about those. Just go ahead and get C's in those classes, whatever, do what you can to pass so you can really focus your time on the classes that matter, your core classes, as well as math classes if you're a computer science student, because those are very important as well. You have your course name and, like I previously showed, an entire course page. We'll get into that in a second when we go into the courses database, or the page for the database itself. You have the professor for said course, the email of that professor, the grade and the credits that that course provides, and then any coursework that you want to see right here for that course. The next view is tasks. These are all of your tasks from not started to in progress to completed across your entire semester. Everything's right there. Your agenda, this is your weekly schedule, so what classes you need to go to at what times and where, or if they're online, they'll be right here online. Your weekly calendar, and then your monthly calendar. And that is it for this section right here, with a couple links up here that you can adjust to go to your school's portal, the online library, and a campus newsletter, and anything else related to your school that you want like quick access to, link it right here. Over here, your upcoming assignments. What the assignment is, the due date of said assignment, which by the way, this is zoomed in a little bit for y'all's purposes, for the video purpose, so you can see it a little bit better, which is why when you zoom in a little bit, this is cut off. So I'm going to move that over for convenience for the video. But by the way, this looks beautiful on my screen, just again, not on the video because it's so small. The due date and then the class that that assignment is for. Same goes for exams. The final exam for CS330 is on August 10th. And then the ongoing projects. C++ Hangman project and ADTs are due. Oh no, they're due today. Okay, those are pretty self-explanatory. You can obviously drill into these. So if you have any tasks for that Hangman project, those will all be right here, to make everything just as simple as possible. And that's what I'm talking about with all of these interconnected databases. You have the projects, and you can have your tasks in those projects. You have your class, you have your tasks for that class, for the coursework in that class, the notes that you took on that class, the professor and students in that class, and then any textbooks and documents that you need. So like, you know, maybe there's a free PDF of the textbook online that you link in here. I didn't say that. You get the idea. Everything that you would need to know about the course is right there, including the semester, the time frame, which is auto-populated based on the semester chosen. Oh, and your agenda. So what time, what days do you have the class? Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11:15 to 12:15 p.m. I did say I was gonna go over the course pages later, right? Whatever. We went over all of it now. Then down here, we have the tasks. So you get your quick look at what tasks you need to get done today, what studying you need to get done today or this week. So maybe you wanna get ahead of things or prepare for what you have upcoming. And of course, the status of said tasks in the study session. Are you studying with anybody? That'll be listed here as well. Then the flashcards, since I already solved today, I think it didn't populate, but if I redo it, there we go. Are most ADTs in C++ written as classes or structs? Reveal a clue. It starts out as private, whereas the other starts out as public. Well, that means it must be classes, not structs, because classes start out as private. There we go. Got my C++ knowledge on lock. We're good to go. And down here is effectively your directory for everything that you need to know. Of course, you can access each thing via the database, or as you drill into a page like this, you can very easily drill into the tasks database or the notes database as you wish, or each individual note as you see here, or task, not note. But down here is a page for each one. So we're gonna go through each one here to give you a bit of an overview of what it does, starting with courses. So courses, one thing I want to note is that you also have your directory right here, so you're not fishing around the default Notion directory off to the side. It's just so clean. I'm really happy how it turned out. But for the courses, let's go over to summer 2023. This is your same table as you saw before, but with all of the information. So what name, what type, what semester, the time frame, all of that same information. You can view what time you have that course at, the days, your coursework. You saw all of this before. And this is where I was gonna dive into one of these courses and say, look, you can have all of your tasks in here and your notes in here, but I already did that. So let's move on to notes. Notes is, just view this as a notebook. A notebook just like this. Oh my goodness, I almost spilled my coffee. Just like this. However, instead of having to go through the notebook, be like, oh, where are my notes from CS 250? I don't know. The notes on encapsulation. Let me go through here. Oh, there. Okay, there they are. Instead of doing that, you could just click on CS 250 and all of your notes are right there because, again, the databases are interconnected. So these notes right here on encapsulation, basically when you create a new note, obviously you give it the title, you have all of your notes right here. You can use Notion AI to summarize all of these notes if you have access to Notion AI, or if it's paid at the time of you viewing this video. And what type of notes are they? Are they from a lecture? So you're sitting there, okay, let me type in what the professor's talking about. Is it for a deliverable? Is it a draft, or is it for personal? Let's just click personal. Is it related to any study session? Yes, it's related to ADTs. What course is it for? 250. Is it related to any coursework? For this instance, no. For other instances, maybe so. And is it related to any tasks? Just what a beautiful note page. I don't know what else to say about it, but you can view it in gallery view. So it's basically like each page, you know, for encapsulation, for top-down design, what have you. You can view it per course. So these are all the notes for CS250, or you can view all of them in a table view. I don't know if I've already said this, but I love the Notion table views. They're just so clean. All of the details that you need to know about whatever you're viewing are right there. It's just chef's kiss. I don't know what else to say. Moving on to spaced repetition learning, SRL. So this is spaced repetitions. I think y'all know a little bit about it. I've mentioned it. It's a scientifically proven way to increase retention and basically remember things. That's the overall gist of it. And this is formula driven. So if you want to study, let's go back to ADTs. And let's say I'm studying with Steve Zelli. If you go to ODU, you know who that name is playing off of. The start date was on August 3rd. And then let's take these away. So the next session is, well, August 3rd. And I have a couple notes here that I can reference for this studying session, or I can create some flashcards and they'll be available right there because they're interconnected. That should be the name of this, interconnected for students. But the next study session is obviously right now because that's the start date. Once we do today's study session, we check this off and we're going to want to study tomorrow, 1 day from now on August 4th. Okay, once we do that, check that off. Now we're going to increase the intervals, that's spaced repetitions, for 2 days from the last study session, August 6th. Once we do that one, 4 days after that, they basically double each and every time up until we hit our 4th session. We check that off. And then 8 days after that, again, doubling every single time. That's the formula I chose. You can always change it if you want in here, but that's spaced repetition. And then once you have all of this checked off, you can mark it as completed by archiving it. That's spaced repetition learning. That's why we have it integrated, because it's just so good. You have all of them. You have what you need to get done today, this week, a calendar view. You get the idea. And then flashcards is, well, basically flashcards based on status in the status view, based on courses, what those flashcards are for. So in CS 150, you really need to know what 7 plus 3 equals. That's just dummy data. But and then all of them in a gallery view. Now down to tasks. So tasks, again, are derived from coursework. So within the black box testing, you can add whatever tasks you want right here. But you can also create them independently from one another, obviously. Create a task right there. You have your status, the name of said task, the course it's for, the deadline for it, and like how urgent it is. So if it's past due, it's going to be red. If it's upcoming, it's going to be yellow. If it's completed, it's going to be green. That's it. Over to the coursework now. I'm going to go to the all view. I was in this earlier messing around, so that's why the default view. Whatever you leave it on is what it's going to be when you come back. So this is all of your coursework. So your projects that you have going on, your assignments, your exams, as well as your events and reminders, because I just wanted everything included into here. But the first 3 are really the most important, at least for me. The status of said project, the name of it, and of course, all of these, when I say the name of it, have their own page with tasks, maybe some with notes. You can go through and see all of those for yourself. The date for which it's due, the course, and then the subtasks that you have created for that, which, by the way, tasks like this can also have subtasks of their own that you just list out right here. And then you can view it in a calendar view, a timeline view, which this is a pretty cool view if I must say so myself, a courses view. so the projects assigned to which course, and easily see what projects or assignments or coursework you have for CS250, and then the status view, of course. And then below that, we have the agenda. As described previously, this is the same exact view as before. This is your weekly schedule for the classes you need to attend, and that's really it. And then down to the Career Center. First and foremost is Jobs Tracker. This is one I'm really excited about, because when you're a student or when you've graduated, well, you're going to be applying to a lot of interns and a lot of jobs, and you want to keep track of all of those, where you are in the progress. Maybe you have different notes and questions and resumes that you have created and asked for each individual one, and this covers all of it. So I actually want to go to the status view first. So when you apply, that's when it goes over into pending. You applied to this job at Amazon and you're waiting to hear back. Then once you hear back, okay, you're in the interview portion of it. This could be multiple different interviews. Maybe you're offered or maybe you're rejected, and then you can accept. That's how it goes. And now over here, you have the company at which you're interested in that job. And then once you have applied, you officially check it off. You have your role, you have your compensation. This could be offered compensation or desired compensation, your application link in case you applied through LinkedIn or Indeed, your cover letter in case you wrote one, your last contact, the status that we just went over, and then the follow-up. So if you've applied already and the last contact is over a certain threshold set in this formula here, maybe you need to follow up. Say, hey, I applied, didn't hear back, what's up? Job still available? Obviously be a little more professional than that, but you get the idea. And then within the company page, you have a little bit more information here that you can fill out. So more information about the company, about the job, about the interview process that you can add in there for your records. And then questions to ask, because you always want to ask the interviewer questions just as they are asking you questions. You want to turn into the interviewer as well. So you add the custom questions here, and then you can add the answers below. And then recurrent questions, like what do interviewers typically ask you? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Tell us about a project you managed with success, since this is a product owner, whatever, you get the idea. And then you have your answers here, you can practice them, you get the idea. And that's it. You can also view it by roles. So, maybe you're applying as a data analyst or a data scientist or a software engineer or a data engineer. I don't know. Roles. But below that, you have your resume. So typically you want to create a resume for each job you're applying to custom cater it. And this can serve as your resume that you send them. You can obviously adjust the template as you wish. But when you create a new resume by clicking this button, my information will auto-populate. Or it's not really all that of my information, just a couple things so you get the gist of how it's structured. So you definitely don't need a picture of yourself when you're applying for a job. You don't need that. But you probably should include your name, maybe a little bit of information about yourself or why you're interested in the job or your expertise, what have you, just something you want them to know immediately that is 2 or 3 sentences, maybe even a little bit smaller than this. Your education, your experience, your projects to show off and let them know you can actually do the job that you're applying for, and then hobbies and skills. Now, this can be adjusted as you wish, but you can also share this resume and send it to the hiring manager or whoever is in need of your resume straight from Notion. That's a pretty cool thing as well. And that's also why you would want to create multiple different ones, so you don't share one with Amazon and OpenAI and Facebook or Meta and all these other companies, and they're all going into the same resume. You want to have catered ones for them and have them not know about each other unless you're negotiating. And then you have development resources. So these are a few things that I have created from me to you to help you out in writing your resume, in interviewing, in job search strategies, and general career advice. I may change a few of these before it really goes live because I haven't completed this just yet, but it will be done by the time, obviously, it's launched. And then you have the student CRM. Your student CRM here is a database of everyone you meet in your student life. So professors, your classmates, your tutors, and then you're able to assign what class they're in with you, whether they're teaching it or they're your classmate or they're tutoring you for it. So they're interconnected again into that course on that course page, their contact information, their phone number, and then any comments that you have, you can be left right here. Great professor, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Perfect. And now that little note is shown right here. This is probably my favorite view for this, but you can also view it in all like a gallery view right here, so you can see each individual card, or in a courses view, so see where they all are in terms of your courses. And as far as Studious is concerned, aside from the few little things that I didn't dive into, that's it. That's Studious. I'm stoked we can finally release this because, as I said before, we've been working on this for like 4 or 5 months, just going back and forth, trying to improve this and change that and adjust this and just make it the best Notion template for students that's ever been created. Am I tooting my own horn? Am I a little bit biased? Maybe so, but we spent all this time in trying to get it as perfect as possible. I think I have to be confident in it after all of that. So if you're interested, if you're a student and you want to organize and optimize all of your studies, your workflow, your semesters and courses and notes and everything that's listed right there, go to notionstudent.com. I'll have a special link in the description. When you click on that and go to the website, you'll see what I'm talking about, just for you who made it to the end of this video. And as far as all of this is concerned, I really hope it helps you on your student journey. Good luck on it. Learn all that you can. Again, get the best grades as possible. Learn as much as you can. Actually, let me say that first. Learn as much as you can and then get the best grades as possible. Prioritize the learning portion first, particularly for all of your core classes and important classes, and then just get C's or whatever passes. C's get degrees for all of your general education and crap that doesn't matter, but you have to do anything, so you're a nice, well-rounded student. I hope it all goes well for you. I appreciate your support. If you are new to this channel, well, consider subscribing, like the video. I don't know, that's all the YouTube crap. I'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good one.